We're hitting on over 65% of our bets, and I've got 3 more that you need to take today. Joe DeLeone here with the Sports Geek. We give out 3 best bets for the most entertaining games of the day that you should be watching and also betting on. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard, though. After the long stretch of major success that we had, where we were basically 2-1 the entire week, we were on a heater, came back down to earth with a 1-2 performance on Saturday. The ones that did not hit: Celtics at Lakers. Lakers did not cover plus 6.5. Auburn does not cover. They lost to Alabama minus 8.5. Completely swung and missed on that one. But we did hit on Duke minus 10.5 versus UNC. To get us back on track, we've got 3 NBA games today: Knicks at Kings, Nuggets at Thunder, and Magic at Rockets. This Monday, not great for games. Big lapse in college basketball because it's a lot of small programs that are playing in their conference tournaments. Tuesday is when we're going to get a ton of action, where we're going to have a lot to talk about for college basketball, where we, of course, have most of our success, and we're hitting 69% on those. First off, let's start off with Kings hosting the Knicks. Kings are favored by the 1 point. Knicks right now are on an unbelievably cold stretch, and it doesn't help that they had to travel cross country for this current spurt where they lost to the Lakers, they lost to the Clippers, and then they lost at home to the Warriors. They get to go and travel to Sacramento to face the Kings. I think that where this team is, this Knicks team, they need to lock in at the end of the season. I know that there's a bit of time until the playoffs start, but they got to get back on track. A Kings team coming off of a win that is more average than they are in that upper tier of West teams, they need to get a victory here. This is one of the teams that they can't lose to. This is a pick'em situation, it being a 1-point game. They have to play their asses off in order to get back on track. Otherwise, this skid can really hurt them. A couple of the other reasons why, and I'm going with the Knicks here, I'm picking Knicks +1, or just take them Knicks money line in this situation. Knicks are 5th in shooting efficiency. Kings are 11th. Knicks are 10th in three-point shooting. Kings are 19th. So I don't have a lot of faith that the Kings are going to be able to shoot if the Knicks can get into a rhythm. If they don't get in their typical rhythm, this game is going to be over. The Kings are probably going to end up winning this game because they're the better rebounding team in this situation. But I'm purely going off of, I think, in this close matchup, the Knicks playing as poorly as they have been, they have to get back on track. Neither are really, there's not much separation in their against the spread trends in how they've been performing there. They're pretty even in that mark. Nuggets at Thunder. Thunder are favored by 8.5 points. I was like really deliberating this being like a back-to-back matchup, almost like a playoff series where the Nuggets were taking on Oklahoma City in back-to-back days, and the Thunder completely smoked the Nuggets on Sunday night when we're taping this. Like, it wasn't even close. Part of my thought was, okay, this is an 8.5 point spread. The outcome of that game is favoring and impacting why this spread is so big, likely. You would think that the Nuggets would come out after a loss like that they would come and play a lot better, and they would at least cover the 8-point spread. But I can't ignore the fact that OKC is one of the best covering teams in the NBA. The logic of basketball makes sense to go with the Knicks, but the just sheer percentage likelihood of what's actually going to happen, we have to lean into that. What I mean by that, OKC is 20, 10-2 at home against the spread. Denver is 15 and 18 on the road against the spread. They are not good at covering when they're on the road. OKC, after a win, is 31, 18 and 3 against the spread. The Nuggets are only 11 and 11 after a loss. I have to lean into that, so we're going to go with the Thunder to cover 8.5 points. Lastly, Magic at Rockets. We're going to take the Rockets to cover 4.5 here. Houston has been a little shaky. They had that one really good hot stretch, but they've shown us some excitement here. I don't really buy into the Magic. I know they're coming off of a win against the Bucks, which was a nice victory for them. I'm not really buying them in this situation to be able to play close with the Rockets. And we have a ton of trends that play in our favor. Houston is 20-17-1 against the spread after a win. Orlando is just 15-14-0. Houston is 16-15 against the spread at home, which isn't great, but Orlando is 12-19 against the spread on the road. They're bad at covering when they're traveling. Lastly, Houston 23-20 against the spread as a favorite. Orlando, when they're a dog, they barely cover 9-17-1. So all the more reason to go with the Rockets. Folks, let me know below, what other bets are you taking today? Hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.